The excessive volume of Tom's voice is something that he has total control over, but refuses to remedy.
Quote unquote, Tom is loud has already been argued in this court.
Nobody could hear because Tom was fucking yelling.
You remember your wedding? When you got married? You remember that?
What if he says
Yeah,
no?
do I?
Whenever. I'm not asking for a date. Do you remember your wedding?
Oh, I didn't. I thought you were asking Maya that.
No, I'm talking to you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
okay.
remember.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. Tom's pretty loud.
I've been wearing earplugs that block out 33 decibels.
My God.
How many times have you had problems with me being quote unquote loud?
I've been put in situations where it has put us in very unique circumstances.
I'm going to have to
Where-
ask you to give me an example.
Okay. Pretty much every time we go out to eat.
So what is the situation?
All right. I don't know what this case is, so Maya, if you could present the case.
Okay. Stop looking at me. Oh, okay. Today, you're going to meet a man who has caused harm under the radar for years without consequence. We are talking about medical, mental, and emotional damage. He's a danger to those around him in a way undetectable to most. The excessive volume of Tom's voice is something that he has total control over, but refuses to remedy. Today, I will prove to you through cold hard facts and solid evidence that the reality of the danger that this man harbors. Thank you.
Should I clap? I feel like it's pretty good. Yeah, out of the couple episodes I've seen him been on, that was the most professional opening whatever. Tom, if you could rebuttal.
The prosecutor is wasting the court's time due to the fact that, quote unquote, Tom is loud has already been argued in this court. So I really shouldn't even have to defend myself here. But apparently, here we are again.
What was the outcome of that last case?
Ask Judge Matt. Judge Matt ruled in the defendant's favor, which was me.
Yeah, I remember it was about Jersey Mike's.
The peanut gallery is not in this case, but the what was it? The prosecutor, George, had to, what was it? I think it was just apologize, but it was funny. I savored it. It was great.
All right. Well, if you guys are done with your opening statements, we can go on to evidence. No, punishment. Oh, right. So you guys have to agree on a punishment of whoever wins gets to do X, Y, Z.
Oh.
I would like Tom to give me his monkey candy shirt because I like it and I like candy more than him, so it makes sense.
I've agreed to this. And when the prosecutor loses this case, I expect her to cover all court costs, including after-court dinner for anybody involved in the case of the prosecutor, defense, and judge, plus any witnesses, at a sit-down restaurant that has alcohol, with at least one drink available to the people ordering.
I feel like including everybody in the case was that
She agreed to it.
Okay. I didn't know if that was any tweaks or anything.
Sure.
Except for Peanut Gallery, they're not part of the case.
Peanut gallery?
Unless you become witnesses.
How old is this guy?
I will say, Tom, your voice is pretty mellow right now.
Okay.
I think he's really playing to the court right now. Normally, yeah.
I don't even need to defend myself. I've already won this case.
All right. Well, since you guys agreed on the punishments, if we can go on to evidence.
What? That's me? Yep. Oh, okay. So it's funny you mentioned that Tom is uncharacteristically quiet tonight. I noticed that as well. So what that says to me is that Tom's loudness is something that he has control over. But again, you refuse to put in the work for those around you. I mean, I couldn't say the reason behind Tom's refusal. Could be pure selfishness, childhood trauma, or good old oblivion.
Oblivion? Yeah, I don't get it either. I haven't been playing the remake, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Remember not to turn as much as you guys can.
Huh?
You should have gotten headsets, man. You should have just gotten headsets. It's so much easier.
Okay, I have several more arguments. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Just looking at my notes. So, my first argument, besides the one I just said, so my second argument. Have you ever heard of The Boy Who Cried Wolf?
Yes.
Okay. Safe to say we all have in this room. Okay, so the purpose of this argument is to prove that what he says cannot be trusted as the truth or backed by evidence, and this statement was a clear exaggeration. So, so, The Boy Who Cried Wolf is an old tale. Who knows how old? We don't know. Could be ancient. We know how that story goes. And I would say Tom's loudness could put those around him in harm's way, because what if an emergency were to occur? Let's say you were to be harmed and Tom were to be harmed and he had to cry out for help, or someone is looking down at their phone and a car is speeding towards them. You would likely have to raise your voice in these situations, correct? However, his loudness being a defining trait, he would be the boy who cried wolf. The raising of his voice would not cause alarm because it is a normal thing. Therefore, you could say that those around you are in fact in a danger. Any questions?
Okay. Is that all of your evidence? Or do you have more?
Got any physical evidence or witnesses?
I feel like somebody in the
Media?
Social media.
Yeah, sometimes you can be loud without saying anything.
I looked. He doesn't have any videos on his Facebook. Okay. Next argument. Probably my last. So, this argument is for the effects of loud noise on the population. So, it's 2025. We're all neurodivergent these days, right? In fact, 15 to 20% of the population is neurodivergent.
What is neurodivergent?
Neurodivergent, let's see.
Remember to talk into the mic.
Oh, sorry. I wrote it down. I promise.
Can I use you guys as the jury to help decide the outcome of this case? Because I feel like now that there's actually money at stake, I'm nervous on what to say.
Delete these parts where I'm looking for my notes.
No, I'm gonna leave them in.
What?
Yeah.
No one's gonna watch
This is
it.
the unedited.
I'm gonna put a little clock.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah, do it.
Put
I don't
the,
care.
little sand clock. I'll just count. Yeah, there we go.
Sand clock.
That's why you
Okay.
sand it. Yours is a clock.
So, the concept of neurodiversity acknowledges the difference in the human brain. People think, learn, communicate, and process things differently, and there's nothing amiss in that. So today we're going to focus on the process part of that sentence. According to BetterHelp, loud noise can cause anger or significant irritation, as well as anxiety or fear. Neurodivergent or not, according to psychologs.com, Odie's staring at me, loud and unwanted noises can affect mental health in a number of ways. It can make an individual agitated, tense, annoyed, as well as violent. It can cause depression, sleep problems, mood swings, social and behavioral changes, and it can affect cognitive processing. It can also trigger the startle response, which is a natural response or defensive action to loud noise, which causes anxiety and stress. Considering half of the population is riddled with anxiety and stress, we should try to mitigate that. Okay. And this is recognized in society in a number of ways. Many stores have introduced quiet shopping hours, which are a period of time set by a retailer dedicated to providing a low sensory environment for shoppers who are or who have a family member or someone they care for with sensory processing difficulties. This includes sound, specifically loud sounds.
That kind of makes me want to go
Walmart
during that and
talks
just
about
scream.
what?
Do they have like those at Walmart? I just want to go there in those hours and just scream.
What?
That'd be pretty funny.
I didn't hear what you said.
Huh?
What?
What? Are you wait? Did you actually
I'm
not
in
hear
the
me?
zone. As I was saying,
I don't know.
Walmart talks about their sensory-friendly hours, saying, "We changed the TV walls to a static image, turned off the radio, and lowered the lights where possible. The feedback of the pilot program was overwhelmingly positive, and it transformed the shopping experience, making it easier on the eyes and ears." Okay, I think I'm done.
Wait, hang on. You should call Chris if you call people and just ask if Tom is loud.
Really?
Yeah, call, put it on speakerphone, put it about 1 inch away from the mic.
Who should I call?
Christy.
Christy?
Yeah, she's at home right now, right?
Yeah.
Is she gonna answer?
You can call anybody that you all
I'm about to say, yeah, you could call witness.
I have phone anxiety.
remember
You can call witnesses.
Hello. Hello.
See, that's looking good. That's looking at perfect level.
What, really?
Yeah.
I was just fucking around. I have the perfect volume of voice.
Okay.
And you have to keep it 3 to 4 inches away from the mic.
No,
3 to 4 inches
1
away
inch.
from the
1
mic.
inch?
On the phone, it's 1 inch. I, on the other hand, am 2 inches. Hard.
It is.
Is it on speaker? I can barely hear
Yeah.
it right now.
It's on speaker?
She doesn't want to talk to you.
Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
Pretty good. So
It's
you
so
probably
good.
know I'm here with Tom and
Uh-huh.
Daniel, and
Yes.
I'm suing Tom because he's loud. So I just wanted to ask you, how do you feel about Tom's volume?
Sorry, that's
I see
Ferris.
Ferris
He-
feels
He's on
strongly
the call
about it.
too. Yes. I'm not gonna lie. Tom's pretty loud.
Yeah, I agree. Would you say it could be harmful to those around him?
Mm, mm, harmful in what way? Like harmful that he's so loud it would hurt your ear, or like harmful and like, oh, that's a lot.
Oh.
I mean, in any way, but I guess I would say more like in a that stresses me out kind of way.
Oh, I think some people, yes, could feel that way.
Okay, cool. Well, if you don't have anything else to say about it, I appreciate your help.
Yeah, I have nothing further, but I'm available for questions. So.
Okay, well, Tom is here, and I think he would like to talk to you.
Yeah, I get to
I'm
cross-examine.
scared,
Okay, here you go.
Scared, okay.
Hey, real quick. So on my end, please, what was the? Literally, it's next to it. It comes out of the bottom. Fucking peanut gallery. Jesus Christ. Chrissy, if you could, for the court, please inform them the last time that you remember me being quote unquote loud. Like, what was some specific situations of this?
I just am thinking. I don't know if I think in general, just sometimes think you're just a louder person.
So
And so I'm thinking about when you came over New Year's Eve, even when I first opened the door and you're just like, I spilled that brisket all over me. And I was like, which is fair. I would also probably be loud about that too. But
into the top of it. There you go.
there we go. So what you're saying though is the last time you can remember me being loud, you even acknowledge it was justified?
in that moment about the brisket, yes. But
That was a pretty stressful moment.
there are other times when sometimes you are loud and it's maybe not justified.
Such as?
Like when we were camping and there was literally nobody else around, and so it was not very loud at all, and it was late at night and you were still talking very loud. But that also, I think we were probably drinking, so that could have been the cause too. I don't know.
So we were all drinking?
Well, I wasn't because I was pregnant, but
Was
I don't know. I don't remember. I think you guys all were.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
God damn it. Sorry, George is over here trying to interject. I feel like he wants to be this entire court case.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he keeps stepping in.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, you acknowledge we're all drinking. Was anybody saying anything about me being loud then? Did you say anything about
Oh
it
my
then?
God, I don't remember. I wouldn't
Yeah,
say
because she was
anything
so
to you
drunk while
ever
she was
about
pregnant,
it.
she forgot.
Because I'm not, well, except for right now, but only because I was directly asked.
There's
So I
there's
guess
no
there's
hard
that.
feelings or anything like that. This is just
No, I
trying to
know.
clarify.
You should ask Christy if she has her phone volume down because you're so loud on the phone right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I don't remember what the question was.
So
Sorry.
so you were saying you don't remember anybody saying anything about me being loud camping?
Someone may have said something because it was like pretty late at night and we were like supposed to not be loud anymore, and we're like, oh guys, it's getting real loud, we should probably be quieter. That might have been me that said that. I don't actually remember, but
Yeah, it was just the four of
I
us
don't
in
know.
Common Center.
you could ask Daniel. He might know.
Daniel might know.
Sorry,
But is
what?
he the judge? And he's
Yeah,
supposed to be
I was
impartial,
talking to
the
the
so
peanut gallery. I didn't
Never
hear the
mind.
question.
That'd be-
I could ask him stuff, but yeah, he's the judge.
Okay.
But otherwise, so you acknowledge nobody said anything though? Not
I
that you
don't-
remember.
But I really remember. I don't know.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Good luck.
She's gonna need it.
All right, well, knowing Christy, she's probably really stressed out right now. So Maya, are you done with your evidence?
Yeah.
Okay. So I feel like you just kind of piggybacked off the tail end. So do you have any evidence on your own
Oh
that
yeah,
you'd
I
like
mean,
to
I
provide?
get my own side.
Yeah, go ahead.
Pretty much half the stuff Maya's stating, the prosecutor is stating, is speculation, and then followed with a, have you ever seen me at any of those special times at Walmart? No, because I give those people their space. If they let people know that they have some tism of some kind, whatever it may be. Oh, and when everybody wanted to cry about the Tom's being quiet now, that's because apparently even this is picked up by the mic.
No, I think so.
Oh, well, you didn't tell me that. Good job, tech boy. Either way, like I said, I've already defended myself in this situation from the case of George versus Tom and the Jersey Mike's episode, where George's entire argument was Tom is loud. He might have even mentioned that it was embarrassing, but if I were to say those things in a quiet enough manner, as he would put it, would it have still been embarrassing? No. It was all because Tom was quote unquote loud. His argument was Tom was loud. Judge Matt, who was with us today even, ruled in my favor.
Part of the peanut gallery, actually.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I could. Matter of fact, screw it. I have a witness. Judge Matt, if you wouldn't mind coming up here, please.
No, we go over to the other side, actually.
Yeah, wherever you gotta go.
Stand directly behind Daniel. There you go. Stand where your face isn't even in here.
You're gonna need
Is that right?
camera.
Hello, how's it going?
All right.
All right. So Matt, do you remember that case?
I do.
You do. Do you remember that George's pretty much entire argument was Tom was loud, and that was pretty much the entire cause of the situation?
That was part of it, but I also remember the big part of his argument was that you were being offensive in some manner or agitating the workers, not just with your loudness, but with as if you were trying to fight there or something. And I remember I didn't think that was the case. Yeah.
So if I had said any of that stuff quietly enough by George's standards, would it still have been a problem?
That's true. No, I guess not.
So when it comes down to it, his whole argument was, quote unquote, Tom is loud.
That's a big part of the argument, I would say, yes.
Objection.
On what grounds?
So you're saying that you being loud is what made the argument something bad. So when you take away the loud part of it, then it's not bad. Is that what you're saying?
Okay, how is that an objection to what I'm asking the current witness?
I don't know. I just had something I needed to say.
Yeah, you listen to the peanut gallery too much. Ignore him. He's not good at this.
Well, I wanted to say something, but I don't like interrupting, like some of us.
You mean how I
So I
gave
was
you
gonna
your
patiently
time this
wait.
entire time?
What?
Because this is a court case, and I gave you your time the entire time?
That's true. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, how similar would you compare that case to this case then, Matt?
Well, I guess a big part of that case was that you were loud, and it was making the workers uncomfortable. So I guess it's similar.
You'd say it's a very similar case?
Yeah, I guess it's similar insofar, though, that we were only talking about that one instance versus the case here is just that you're loud in general.
Which is, I mean, in all honesty, our current prosecutor hasn't even defined what loud is. What's the decibel of that? Do you know?
No,
I
I
wouldn't
I
expect
couldn't
you to.
put a...
Yeah, what is considered loud? No. What is, how many decibels constitutes as quote-unquote loud? Exactly.
Yeah,
Nobody
I
knows
couldn't
that.
say.
I don't know that. We can look it up. Yeah, I figured as much. But yeah. So like I asked, you said it's a similar case. It's a very similar case.
There's a lot of similarities, I feel like. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
Yes, I do. Okay, so would you say your judgment in the previous case was based off of his volume level or his actions?
I think it was a mix of both. I think his actions were the main thing I was considering, however, in that the actions that he took were not necessarily. The question in that case was, were the workers at the sandwich shop upset at Tom? And I think I ruled that they were not. I guess the volume of what he was doing does play into that.
Okay, so in what way do they play into that? Would you say that his actions were made worse due to the increased volume?
I suppose you could say that. That was part of what was argued was ruffling the workers' feathers at the time, I think. Yeah, well, that was a piece of the puzzle.
Okay, so it's safe to assume that with 15 to 20% of the population being neurodivergent and sensitive to sound, that these workers were very likely having increased anxiety and frustration because of his loudness.
That's possible.
Okay.
I can't comment on whether or not there was neurodivergency among the workers at Firehouse Subs, Jersey Mike's, but I think that makes sense that the louder you are, when
Okay.
that contributes to causing a quote unquote ruckus.
So, with that being said, I would like to accuse Tom of willful misinterpretation by telling us that that case was resolved because in his favor, despite him being loud.
Objection. The resigning judge of that case acknowledged that the quote-unquote loudness that was argued was part of his reasoning. So
It was taken into account. Yes. However, I don't know if that was the deciding factor in the case.
It seems like there's a lot of gray areas here.
Yes, I suppose that's true.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right, that's not where that goes. All right, well, let's see. I feel like I was watching the volume levels, and if anybody's loud, looked like Steiner was creeping up into the yellow there a little bit. True. I think to
Wait, are you
relieve the
making a
tension in the room,
judgment?
because I am an awkward person, we all just need to have a little timeout and just scream real quick. Yep.
What?
On the count of 3, we're just gonna go after it for 5
I
seconds.
I
Whoever
really don't want to do
Odie
that,
can
but
come
okay.
on. Whoever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just going to terrify the dog.
Well, I'm gonna take Odie to court then. All right. Well, whatever. Do we have any more evidence? Is that it?
I wouldn't. I could ask you questions, but that's about
Go ahead.
it. You've seen the first case of Jersey Mike's, right?
Yeah.
How similar would you consider that argument to the current argument of quote unquote Tom is loud?
What I got from that argument is that it was not a loud situation. It was like a being a dick situation. That's kind of what I gathered. I don't know if my memory serves me correctly or not, but
If I remember the episode, nowhere was it the defense was being a dick, but it was being loud, and that was the prosecutor's entire argument.
What? What are you saying?
I mean, we could just pull up that episode and sit here and watch another
Can I?
episode
Okay,
within the same
I
episode.
called George to the stand.
Your opportunity to pull up witnesses and evidence has already passed.
Is that what the judge said?
We already went through your
I'm
side.
not done with my evidence.
I
I'm
don't-
done with my argument, but not with my evidence.
I'm just here. I'm just hanging out, and then I'm gonna make an educated guess at the end. I don't know. I'm gonna need help on this one.
Either way, my question to you still stands of how similar do you consider the cases?
I would say similarity would be like 60-40.
So it's pretty similar.
It's pretty
It's
similar.
more similar
It
than
is.
not.
It is, yeah. But I don't know. Yeah, 60 being the dick part, 40 being the loud part. Yeah.
Even though it was there was no real evidence of maybe a dick to any Jersey Mike's people.
Is my witness gonna talk or what? I did. Nobody could hear because Tom was fucking yelling.
Yeah, I try and keep it within the courts.
Sorry that this has become a menagerie of the goddamn. I know how to talk into the microphone. Sorry this has become a menagerie of the last episode, but the original reason why I brought you on was a combination of things, yes, but I will say it had to do with you not fucking paying attention to the fucking menu, and then when you went up there, you fucking complained out loud. Now, even if you did this under your breath. Oh, okay, all right. Even if you did this under your breath, why is it not switching? Hang on, sometimes you just have to let it. Okay, even if you say it under your breath, basically you were like, I didn't know I could get it fucking toasted. Are you fucking kidding me? Holy shit. What the fuck? I would have just got it toasted from the beginning if I would have known that. That was my main argument. And then you said it super loud, and everybody in the store saw you. Or heard you. Not saw you. They saw you too. But anyways, yeah.
He's your witness at the moment.
So you're saying, again, that you brought him to court because of his very loud outburst in Jersey Mike's.
It was a combination of things. Being loud was definitely one of them.
Okay. Cool. Thanks. Tom?
So in your current statement that you just said, you acknowledged everybody could hear you. Literally a minute and 45 seconds into the 25-minute episode of Jersey Mike's, you immediately go to Tom is loud. I just watched it earlier. So I don't know where you're going to get the idea that you're going to try and back up and say that it's not the case.
No, it is the case. You are loud.
So then you acknowledge how similar this episode is, or this case is, to the previous case.
It is, but you were proved non-guilty.
Yeah, I know.
If you were proved guilty, that'd be one thing. Plus, it's like saying, if you murder somebody, right, out of anger, then that's one thing, but just killing people is okay.
That's what OJ did. I'm pretty sure.
Anyways, it was a combination of things, is all I'm saying. Did you being loud have a part of it? Yes, but, you can... It's still a different case. Like, Maya is talking in general, you're loud, therefore it harms people. This isolated incident was the frustration of being inside of Jersey Mike's, which had a whole other dynamic tied to it because you'd never been to Jersey Mike's before and all that. And that was, I think, another big thing is Steiner, I don't know why he judged the way he did, but it was kind of like, oh, Tom wasn't paying attention when he was ordering. It was a combination of things. So one is more general, lifelong thing. And another is an isolated incident that happened in Jersey Mike's. So maybe you guys should call more witnesses and be like, does my volume of speech bother you? That would be a good way. A majority rules, you call people you know. You go, does my volume of speech bother you? Just my 2 cents.
Yeah, I'm done with you.
I'm done with you.
All right. I feel like this case is just walking around in circles.
Well, let me help you with that. I would like to present some evidence.
Sure. I'll take that one.
I'm listening.
Are you guys ready?
Wait, hold on just 1 second. I just
Okay.
really want to do this. All right. Go ahead.
Okay.
Thanks.
One of my last pieces of evidence. I've been wearing earplugs that block out 33 decibels
My God.
all time. Notice how it's difficult for me to hear you all.
I thought that was some kind of act. That's funny.
No,
When did you not hear them?
you didn't hear me saying what?
I heard you speaking poorly and them saying what?
Okay. That's not my last piece of evidence, though. This whole time, I have had a dosimeter on my phone
Damn.
that logs this entire time the decibels and the time that the decibel was reached.
Probably went pretty high when George was talking.
Probably. But this is about Tom. Yeah, that would require investigation, but
So it's not actually evidence.
it is if you want to go take the time.
Are you taking the time?
Are we?
We can take the time.
Okay.
I feel like we need to have some noise for some filler here.
Looks like the peak decibel was 105.7. I
But
just downloaded this today, so I need to figure out how to work it.
so the only thing about that is how do we fact check when Tom was speaking?
You would have to go back
Exactly.
in the video.
So like
yeah.
that would be I mean it's good evidence, but I feel like it would be
Yeah.
evidence after the court case. True, but I mean how do you know if Tom spoke at 105.7 or whatever?
yeah.
I wonder if it records sound. I don't know.
Either way, as of right now, it's not evidence. It's a nice toy.
I think
To
it's
show off to
evidence.
the court.
It's evidence if there's a second case. But sounds like this is already the second. Yeah, exactly, the third case. There's already been 2 cases.
I'll take it. Once I figure out how to use this app.
All right. Is there any more evidence for this case?
Is that all you got?
All
You
right.
good?
I'm going to use the peanut gallery as a jury here.
Wait.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah.
What's your closing argument?
My statement still stands.
Member of the jury, I hope I have reached the compassionate side of your personality. It is up to you to protect the majority of the population from anxiety, fear, violence, and stress. Thank you.
You good?
Tom?
All right. So, I have had the judge of the previous case acknowledge it's super similar. I have had the prosecutor of the previous case acknowledge it's super similar. I've had the judge of the current case acknowledge that it's pretty similar, but then later state that this is the second case of the same stance. If we're going by legal rules, I have legal precedence, which states that you have to follow the ruling of the previous judge.
Well,
If you want, I can read it to you. I don't mind.
Oh no, I think
A
we
court
know what's
decision that
going
is
on
considered
here.
an authority for deciding subsequent cases involving identical or similar facts, which all three of you acknowledged, or similar legal issues, which this case, literally, my current prosecutor has the same last name because she is the wife of the first prosecutor.
I haven't changed my name.
It's on your Facebook. I already seen it. Precedent is incorporated into the doctrine of state
official.
decisis and requires courts to apply the law in the same manner to cases with the same facts. She hasn't brought any actual new facts to the case. I am simply defending myself again. She has wasted this court's time and unfortunately painted you into a corner where you basically have to rule in the favor of the previous judge as well. Otherwise, the integrity of this court and yourself as your honor is in question.
I think he's stressed because he's been trying to keep quiet this whole time.
I'm thinking we're going to brew house after this.
All right,
Sounds
so
delicious.
here's what I have. Here's what's going on in my head. So both of you have very valid arguments. Tom, in the past, has anybody ever, besides this group of people, has anybody ever said that you're loud?
Besides this group of people?
Yeah.
I mean, anybody could say that anybody's loud.
I know, but I'm just, yes or no. Has anybody ever had a problem or stated, hey, you're loud?
No, I can't say no. Nobody could say no to that question. No one could say no to that question.
I mean, I'm talking about, in general, are you a loud person? Let's read.
Do I enunciate? Am I boisterous? Yes.
Okay.
Do I make sure people hear me when I speak instead of having to have people say, what over again? Yes.
Yeah.
I don't need to call Rob. Like I said from the beginning, you guys already did this case. I already won. I tried to warn Maya. She chose not to listen.
Okay, I
It
have
would
more
be pretty
evidence.
funny.
We've already done this. We've already done final. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this case has just been beaten. Like just
Okay.
Yeah, it was beaten last time we had this case.
and you were found
I was found, it was in my favor.
guilty? How?
Because the peanut gallery is not part of this.
Yeah.
It was my volume was justified.
Okay.
Otherwise, why did the court go in my favor?
All right. Is that it from the defendant and plaintiff?
Yeah, that's final arguments.
Like I said previously, I think I need some help on this one.
I feel like
Hold
you're
on.
both biased, but whatever. It's
That's
all
why
we
they're
got.
not. That's why they aren't the judges.
I mean, I would say is Tom loud? Is that the question? When he needs to be, I think. But
Is the mic picking you guys up?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, just making sure.
It is. The volumes are going up.
I mean, if it's not picking you up, basically the previous judge just said my volume is justified.
Here comes my little angel. He's my little angel on my shoulder talking.
hello.
Hello.
The question is Tom loud? I would say he can be. I don't know if he's loud all the time or on necessarily loud all the time. He can be loud. It's I don't know. I don't know if it's such a broad statement of is Tom loud? Yes, sometimes he is loud. But who amongst us is not guilty?
May I make this a little easier for you? The question isn't, is Tom loud? Because like you said, everyone's loud. Everyone can be loud. The question is he excessively loud? Or too often loud?
Majority of the time? Just in general? Or like, does he have loud moments?
Is he very often excessively loud more than he is a normal volume? Would you guys agree that that's a good deciding factor?
That makes sense. I don't know if I can give a clear-cut yes or no on that, but all I can definitively say is sometimes Tom is loud. That's all I have. I rest my case.
Okay. As the judge and wanting more funny content, I think we should have some more witnesses.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Who are you bringing up to the
Just for
stand
the
as
funny-
witnesses?
I'm
then?
the fucking judge. I can witness
You're the
myself.
one who wants more witnesses.
I can pull my dick out and talk to it
Okay.
if I want to.
Pull it out.
I'm just talking about for funny content.
Show us little
I
Daniel.
think we should get some more witnesses.
I have nobody to call. I don't need anything. I already won the case.
He's lonely because he's so loud. He scares
You
people
had to marry
away.
George, okay? You don't get to tell us about who's lonely.
Okay, George is loud
Okay.
too.
Okay.
So,
Order in the
whoa,
court.
whoa.
All right. All right.
George is
all right, all
loud?
right.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then why are you complaining about me if you already
Because-
live with it and you're
Because
by those
he's
standards you're already
considerate.
used to it?
He's considerate of my feelings.
Only
And if
yours?
he's
That
loud-
doesn't make him any less loud.
At least he's considerate of
Of
someone's.
just you.
Andrew. So here's the thing about Andrew is that
It sounds like you just wanted to have a party and you want all these
he's
people here.
he plays white in Magic, so he's just gonna ride the border in between the two judgments.
How long is this going on? How long is this episode so far?
45.
Literally twice as long as like our other episodes.
Well,
This episode should have been done 20 minutes ago.
I would like to say, Tom, you did send us a text message the other day saying that your loudness enriches those around you.
When did I send that?
I can show you.
Yeah. Is it in the group one with all of us?
I'm not sure. I took a screenshot.
Or are you taking something out of context?
It says, considering my loudness has only had positive effects on myself and those around me, I'm going to make the obvious educated guess, that you're in the middle
The
of your
grammar
period. Have you tried calming down? Joke's on you, I don't have my period.
Was this after I acknowledged
Damn.
that
Another mic.
I was going to lean into just being a sexist like jackass for this episode because you didn't have any content?
I don't know. But also, you said, I have to plead the fifth on what you could come after me with because otherwise it could be an admission of guilt.
That wasn't
Are
even
you
talking
saying
to
you're
you.
guilty
That wasn't
of
even talking to
something
you.
that you're hiding from us?
That was between me and Daniel on a
It's in
potential
a
case for
thread
this. Not
of
for
me,
you.
you and George.
Yeah. Also, wasn't talking
You
to
knowingly
you.
sent that to knowing that it would be seen by my eyes.
How am I getting picked up?
Okay.
I'm not even talking.
Yeah. So you're just grasping for straws now because you already know you lost
No,
this
I
case.
would like an example of how you've enriched the lives of others with your loudness.
Taylor Boston's wedding when no one was listening and he needed
call
everybody
Taylor
inside
Boston.
Okay.
while he's
Okay.
at work.
He owns a
I
cook shop.
don't need
He can,
I don't need the witness. You guys are the ones with the witness. You can call Taylor Boston. But yes, Taylor said, "Hey, I need everybody inside," and everybody was busy playing outside, doing whatever. And then I had to step up and say something, which then turned into everybody going inside for the cake cutting.
Okay.
So yeah,
Cool. So
Yeah,
you
that's what I
said
thought.
that it enriched the lives of everyone around you. Would you consider me someone who is around you?
no, you're a woman. You're not real people.
Jesus.
Also,
Since you want to take up text from me going, "Oh, I'll just play like a jackass for the court case," because you didn't have any content, and I
Yo,
tried to
what's
warn
up?
you this is just a repeat
What's
of a
up?
previous
Am I-
episode.
I'm just
disturbing
reading
your work?
the facts.
You're just making
No, what's
pulling
going
stuff
on?
out of your
I
ass.
think
but it's
Tom's
okay.
actually mad,
You know-
you guys.
You know about George's Legally Friends YouTube podcast thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so currently we're shooting an episode. I'm the judge. Maya is taking Tom to court for being too loud, and I'm calling you as a witness.
All right.
Could you please speak your mind on this matter?
Well,
That's not how
Tom
it
can kind of be a little
That's not how witnesses work. You
I don't
ask the
know,
questions.
bellowing. Is the right word.
Okay.
When he talks. Which can lead to some very uncomfortable situations. And what else? What other information do you need from me?
Well, as you were talking, Tom was describing how I'm
Interrupting?
supposed to just ask you questions, which. No, you enriched his life through Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wait, what? What's the question? George, take over.
This whole case is a mess. Is it coming out the bottom like this again? All right. Hey, Taylor, you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're demanding that we call more witnesses. Don't ask me why.
For content. For content.
For content. Maya is trying to say that my quote unquote, by her definition, loudness hasn't enriched people's lives around us. You remember your wedding when you got married? You remember that?
What if he says
Yeah, do
no?
I?
Whenever. I'm not asking for a date. Do you remember your wedding?
Oh, I didn't. I thought you were asking Maya that.
No, I'm talking to you, Taylor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
okay.
remember.
Okay. It was that nice little like greenhouse style wedding, and then afterwards we all went to the park.
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember trying to get everybody inside for the cake cutting, and everybody was outside, and you were having a hard time with that?
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah. Do you remember asking me, or at least me, going outside and corralling everybody?
Yes, I remember you taking over the role of my best man halfway through my reception,
Okay.
which should have been you from the very beginning.
You don't have to explain all that. It's okay. I appreciate it, but you don't have to.
Okay.
He said you should have been my best man.
But yeah, no, I like I said, I appreciate it. But everybody then came inside, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So would you say that by Maya's definition, loudness was beneficial to you?
Yes, it was. It was very. It was very. What's the word? I'm looking for. Problem solving.
Problem solving. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
lady's gonna hit this car.
It happens. So would you say that by Maya's definition of my quote unquote loudness would you say it's more beneficial or problematic? How many times have you had problems with me being quote unquote loud?
Me personally, never actually.
Never. Really?
I've been put in situations.
That's crazy.
I've been put in situations.
You've been put in
Where-
situations. Okay, keep going.
I've been put in situations where it has put us in very unique circumstances.
I'm going to have to
Where-
ask you to give me an example.
Okay. Pretty much every time we go out to eat.
So what
Jersey
what
Mike's,
is
Jersey
the
Mike.
situation then?
Okay. Let's say when we went to the steakhouse in Moscow Mills, and we recognized a particular individual that we went to high school with, that I went to high school with. I don't know. You proceeded to openly speak about. I don't know. I can't remember what it was, but it was a very.
She was an old friend of yours, wasn't she?
Yes.
And I got her attention so you could say hi.
Yeah. That's why I said this is never really.
So it's not really
problematic.
So us going out to eat and these situations you're talking about, that one wasn't an awkward situation. That was just an excuse for you to get to say hi. There was no problem. Like you just said, not problematic. I'm looking for an example of me being apparently even though you just said that you've never had problems with me. So that's why I'm just trying to find that line where the awkwardness that you were saying.
Well, your choice of conversation. Let's just say that. When you choose to
This real quick. This case is about me being quote unquote loud, not topic of conversation.
Okay. Speak very loudly on certain topics. That most would find unfavorable.
Most
But
being
other than that, most being like your ordinary run-of-the-mill pedestrian.
okay. Do you see me hanging out with those people?
I do not.
So I avoid those people and I don't make them put up with me.
Yes.
All right. Maya's probably gonna want to cross-examine you real quick.
Hey, Taylor. Hang on.
Hey, Maya.
Okay, so
Wonderful phone technique by both of you. Good job. Good job. Good job.
would you say that there's anyone else in your life that is particularly loud?
Yeah, I know somebody.
Why would you do
Okay.
that to him?
Maybe someone that you're very close to?
Why would you do that to him?
Yeah.
Okay. So would you say that maybe you like loud people?
Oh, I get the angle you're going with.
Yeah. So maybe you like to surround yourself with loud people.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why George is my friend.
Yeah. Okay. So there's 3 loud people that you're pretty close to. One of them being Tom.
You're close to him, too.
Yeah, I am. You're right. I think that's all I got for you.
You don't have any more questions?
I don't think so. I'm kind of
Oh.
hungry, so I'm trying to get this over with.
Buy us all dinner.
You get a
Sounds like it.
Snickers.
Sounds like.
Yeah. All right. Well, here's Tom.
No, that was it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Bye. Thank you.
See you, Taylor.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Here's
Bye.
George.
Oh no, I don't need to say.
Oh, I thought that was your phone.
No, it was Daniel. It was Daniel's phone.
Oh man. Okay. So again, I'm gonna go off of what I said previously. So I don't. Tom has a very good point of this case has already happened. So he was not guilty, so you really can't sue him again. But I will say he is kind of loud. But I don't know, because if Tom wins, I benefit. If Maya wins, I don't benefit. So I feel like I'm impartial because I am scared of conflict. Even though
You
I know
probably
this is-
shouldn't have gone into the legal field then, Your Honor.
Well, I was
I will still like
literally
you
George
no matter
texted
what.
me and I said, "Oh, sure, I'll fuck around. I'll join."
yeah.
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 Yeah. I will say there has been times that Tom is loud, but I've also only really hung out with Tom in loud situations. Parties. Fucking St. Patrick's Day or whatever that was.
Various forms of parties.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like I don't know if I can really weigh in on it because every time it's just been it does. I know. I haven't really been in a quiet. I mean, we've played Magic together, but maybe once.
I don't play Magic anymore.
Exactly. And I don't either.
I've hung out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm in such a hard spot, because this case has already happened. I'm impartial because I win one, I don't win the other. What's your question? Can you even? I'm the judge. You can ask questions. I don't fucking care.
I
Live
will
from New
say
York
I
Saturday
think
night.
Tom has a point when he says that this is similar to the last thing. But I will also say that if you were to ask me, do I know a loud person? I would say it's Tom. But has he negatively impacted my life because he's been loud? I have to say no to that. Because I think that, well, me being a guy, I also am like Taylor Boston. I surround myself with loud people. And I don't have an issue with that. So maybe it's a gender thing. Maybe that's what it is, because I think certain genders hear different volume
You mean
levels.
this because it's just been a battle of the sexes?
That's all I'm going to
That's
say.
what
Is
I
I
tried
feel
to
like
bring up the first
I'm
time.
kind of on Daniel. Is even though I lost the last court case, I'm not against Tom here, because I feel like, is he loud? Yes. Has he negatively impacted my life because of it? No. That's all I have to say.
Okay.
I have a
Valid.
question for George. Are you drunk right now?
Oh, fuck yes, I'm drunk. I've had 2 IPAs. Both of them are 9.9%, and I had a very light lunch. It was tilapia with some other things, yeah.
All right. I also, I'm not drunk, but I mean, I'm feeling something. So I don't really know if I should be the correct person to weigh in on this. I know that this court case has been a fucking shit show. I know. But also, I feel like I don't know if I can fucking say yes or no because I benefit. I know I benefit for one of the things, and I'm leaning towards that because I'm kind of hungry. But I also see Maya's point of view, but I see Tom's point of view. So my thing is,
I'm willing.
I can never be a fucking judge in real life.
I'm willing to modify what I expect out of punishment where Maya only has to pay for me, if that'll pull that out from underneath you. So that way you don't have to worry about it, and neither do the witnesses, which would be old Judge Matt. Sorry, Matt, you just lost your free dinner.
Damn, dude. All right.
It does fit the cost of a shirt a little bit better anyway.
I'm nervous.
It what?
It does fit the cost of a shirt a little
What
bit
size
better
is this shirt?
Way too small for Tom.
Perfect size for Tom.
So at that point, I don't want to see Tom in a small shirt. That is true. The peanut gallery is kind of speaking. Wait. So I have. I know. I feel like I'm God. You have to eat the one chip challenge. All right. Okay. Can I offer a tweak? So you've already said that if
So that way you don't feel like you're being like influenced by your decision of ruling in my favor. We will change the punishment for Maya to where she only has to pay for my dinner and nobody else's.
Okay.
I'm still going to gloat that I won, though.
And regardless of the outcome, will you be...
I'm going to hate you forever.
Yeah. So, regardless of the outcome, are you going to be more mindful of being too loud in front of
100% no, because that was not part of the agreement.
That's what I'm saying. There's a tweak. Will you be... I fucking suck at judge. This job sucks. I'm about to take myself to court for being a pussy. A pussy.
Is it a tie?
The peanut gallery kind of slaps right now.
You could also just call a mistrial.
I know. I'm
and say that there's not enough evidence either way.
But so I feel like I'm impartial because you are too loud, but then you're also a dude. And it's a battle of the sexes, and I've only hung out with you in loud situations. So, how do judges do this with strangers? That's crazy. That's crazy. All right. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, can we you both just give you get the shirt and you get the dinner? Can that be a thing? I don't know.
I'm cool with that.
You're cool with that?
Yeah.
I think Maya just really wants the shirt.
Yeah.
She doesn't care.
That's fine.
I got
So then in reality, this case is sort of thrown out.
It's pretty much a draw because, like I've said, Tom is loud, but also he's a dude. I'm loud too. I'm also quiet. I don't know. I'm a terrible judge. Good night.